So SMMA is a great business to start. Now, if you don't understand these couple of things I'm going to share with you, it's going to be impossible for you to hit 10K per month in 30 days or 60 days, or even succeed with your marketing agency. I was able to scale my marketing agency in about like a year to $65,000 in revenue in around a year or less than a year. But if I understood these couple of things that I'm going to share with you from my experience, I knew that I would be able to hit that number way sooner and I would be more consistent with it. So the thing number one that I've learned from my SMMA experience running it for 2.5 years is that strategies and tactics are super overrated. Like, if you just, when I started, it was 2020, there were like only a handful of people that were teaching SMMA, right? But these days you have so many people teaching SMMA and how to grow a social media marketing agency and all of that, and it's not the best. The reason why I'm telling you this is because your brain will get this information overload and you will get this shiny object syndrome and you will be having a super hard time to focus. And even back then in 2020 and even 2019, when I started like experimenting with SMMA with local businesses, I had that issue as well. Instead of, learning about different strategies, I was switching niches. I was hopping from realtors to gyms to dentists and I was all over the place. Also, I used to cold call, cold email, cold message on Facebook, and I didn't have any one proven strategy. I was having the shiny object syndrome, switching from strategy 1 to strategy 2. And that was the reason why it took me 5 months to even book a single meeting. And during those 5 months, the first 2 months were just experimenting with different niches, and then I understood that I don't really want to do like local, so I committed to do e-com, and that was the first great commitment that I've done. So the lesson here for you is to, if you have one niche, commit to this one niche and don't switch niches. If you pick e-commerce for your SMMA, pick e-commerce. Now, it's a little bit saturated by now, but sometimes it's just your limiting beliefs holding you back, because I'm going to talk about it later in the video, about these limiting beliefs and what held me back. But essentially, if you pick one thing, if you pick one service and one niche, stick with it. Don't try to go back and forth, because you won't be able to succeed. And I'm talking from experience. Once I made the decision to stick with one niche, stick with it for long enough, I was able to not only see meetings, have clients, but also able to hit the 10K per month mark. So that's the lesson number one. Now, when I made this decision, even there, it wasn't that easy, I still had issues with booking meetings. But yeah, when I was shifting through the local agency to making a commitment to staying with e-com agency, I was learning different strategies, different tactics. But then I bought a course and I dialed down on this one tactic, and I was following this tactic. Now, that was another great decision. So once you find your niche, have one source of information, have one source of strategy and tactic that is proven to work, and just follow it. Don't change it, follow it. Don't try to shift to something new or whatever, just stay with it. Use one strategy and go with it. That was the lesson number 2 that I learned the hard way. So once I doubled down on this one strategy and followed it, it was cold email, it was certain steps that I had to do, so I did it. But still there was something missing. I still couldn't book those meetings. And I was questioning, I have one niche, I committed to one niche. I have one strategy that I'm following. I'm not having shiny object syndrome, so where's the problem? And the problem was, the reason why I was not able to get clients and book more meetings was because of my limiting beliefs. Now, what I mean by that, when I started like my agency, I didn't have any clients before. I used to work like some marketing jobs and some freelance job, but I never had, since I'm from a small country in Europe, Slovakia, I didn't have any experiences with working like the brands from America or brands from Australia, and foreign countries. So it was very new to me, and it was a little bit scary as well. Like, I was 18, I was still going to high school. The COVID hit, and it was like the whole mess, and I was really doubting myself, and I had these limiting beliefs that no one wants to book a call with me, that I'm capable of growing my agency, that I'm too young, I'm too inexperienced, I'm not like from the UK or US or whatever. So I had many limiting beliefs. Also, I had limiting beliefs about my outreach, and then I stumbled across learnings and teachings about mindset, so I started to learn about mindset a lot, and then everything changed. So I started to apply some mindset strategies, reverse all of my limiting beliefs, and I started acting as if I already had a calendar full, booked with meetings with the good clients that want help for me, So, and then after 3 days after that, I was able to see first meetings booked, first sales calls, and I was booking like 5 to 7 calls per week as a completely newbie. And I understand at that moment that that was the missing puzzle piece. It was not another strategy, it was not another niche or whatever, it was this mindset shift that I've made that completely transformed everything. So from there, it was April 2020, and since the beginning to the end, I was consistent with sales calls, I had many meetings, and then I also understood the lesson number, so the mindset was lesson number 3, and the lesson number 4 that I've learned is that I was not actually consistent with my routines, with my habits, with my outreach, and with everything. My performance was really bad. I was spending so many hours on social media, so my dopamine levels were super high, and I was all over the place. So as I was shifting my mindset, working on my mindset, I was also working on my performance. So for a whole 30 days, I completely got rid of my social media and everything. I didn't watch any movies, any TV shows. I didn't go on YouTube or whatsoever. So I improved my performance, cleared my thinking, reset my dopamine levels, so I had more energy and excitement to work on my business rather than scrolling on social media. So that was super helpful. And once I combined mindset and peak performance, I was able to book consistent meetings with good brands and close a first client ever. So it was $1,600 per month, right? So my first client ever. Great brand, great everything. So yeah, that was eye-opening, because I always thought like I have to have this one strategy, I have to have this one thing in order for me to succeed. But essentially, and to be honest with you, it's not. Like everyone preaches in this space, and in here 2022, as I'm recording this, use this strategy, use that strategy, but no one really talks about the fact that if your mindset is off and if your performance is off as an entrepreneur, doesn't matter if you're a newbie to the game or if you're a little bit advanced and you have problems scaling, same thing applies. It's not about the strategy, it's about you, your identity, the way you show up to your work, the thoughts you think about, and the way you pretty much act and behave, and what things you believe in. So every single thing that I've just mentioned is a big thing. And if you cannot improve on that, it's going to be really hard, even impossible, for you to grow your business or get unstuck from a certain revenue level and grow your business from there. So that's why I always preach learning about mindset and peak performance and improving and working on yourself rather than working on your business. Like work on your business, but prioritize yourself at first. So yeah, that was the lesson number 4, optimizing myself and priming my brain and body and everything for success. And yeah, from there I started to pretty much learn even more about mindset, even more about performance, and I doubled down on this one strategy. I didn't shift niches. I was still in e-com doing Facebook ads, so I didn't shift my focus. Of course, there were days and months where I just couldn't sign clients or whatever, but that happens. There's like a roller coaster. Still, I was learning a lot about the space, about the service and stuff like that. First time I was managing a couple of people, and it was challenging, but it's okay. Like you learn from experiences, you learn from failures, and then 2021, pretty much the March 2021, I hit my first 10K, and yeah, January was great, and I started to sign a client, 3 to 4 clients per month, performance-based, retainer-based, and yeah, it was very consistent. It was great. April as well, 13K per month, and it was a really great experience. Don't do this SMMA business just for money, because when I started out, I did this for money. I wanted to quit. I wanted to have quick cash. I wanted to have some monthly revenue and all of that, but then I lost the purpose for this business. I lost the reason why I should keep going. I lost this interest in the business, because all I was thinking about back in the day was to earn some money. So I didn't have any long-term vision, which is really important. If you're having any business, don't think about it as like a get rich quick or something, because it doesn't work like that. It could have taken me like a way shorter time to hit my first 10K, but still it took some time, and it took a lot of work, a lot of focus and all of that. So don't think like you can get rich quick, you know. Don't believe any of those schemes out there and whatever these people are trying to sell you. But essentially, don't do this for money. And since I've done this for money, I lost the purpose, I lost the vision. And that's why at the end of 2021, I still have my agency to this day, but I stopped pushing so much because I find my purpose in helping entrepreneurs, you know, to improve their mindset and their performance so they can grow. So that's why I shift my focus to building my one-on-one coaching business instead of focusing on growing the agency. But yeah, that was the decision I've made because the agency was not really fulfilling me. And that's really important. If something is not fulfilling you, if you're doing this for money, then think again. Think if this is the right model for you. Because back in 2019-20, I was, you know, everyone was telling SMMA is the next big thing, and I jumped in because I saw the opportunity to earn money. But I wasn't really thinking if this business model is good for me. It isn't really, because I don't have any fulfillment from it as much as I have fulfillment from helping people, you know, coaching them about mindset and performance. So think about if you want to start SMMA or not. Think whether this business model is good for you, and think if you can do it for 3 to 5 years in a row, you know, because I know some people, some agency owners that are super passionate about like marketing and doing ads and doing all of that, but I'm not, you know, I have my passion elsewhere. So yeah, don't think always that about money, okay? Think about your purpose and your vision. That's also a big takeaway. So yeah, if you like this video, click the like button, subscribe for more content about mindset and performance, and I hope you really like this video. If you have any questions or anything, just write them in the comment section and I will make sure I will read everything and answer everything. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and if you'd like to join my free group where I share some tips and advice on mindset and performance that can help you grow your business, whether you're a coach or agency owner, then click the link below, and yeah, it's free to join, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.